to think big. And I was very excited when I was told prior to being sworn in that I was going to be serving on the Science Committee. And I was even more thrilled when I learned that I would have the opportunity to serve as the lead Democrat on the Energy Subcommittee, knowing that the Energy Subcommittee would have partial jurisdiction over 2 national laboratories which are in my congressional district in Livermore, California. Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory and also Sandia National Laboratory. These 2 national laboratories, about 6,500 in Livermore and 1,500 at Sandia, work every day to uphold our national security mission, to maintain our nuclear weapons stockpile, and also provide for energy security to citizens in the United States. Prior to being elected to Congress, I had the opportunity multiple times as a city council member in Dublin to visit these national laboratories. And since being elected to Congress, I've had opportunities to visit the laboratories and also interact with their officials here in Washington. And what I've learned about these employees, these scientists, these engineers who work at our national laboratories, is they care deeply about our country, but they also care very deeply about the science and the research that they work on every day and the laboratory environment that allows them to do that. So you can imagine how hard it is right now, as we are in day 11 of a government shutdown, that laboratory employees were told about 2 days ago that effective next week, they will be furloughed too. As you all know, federal workers across our country from almost every agency have been furloughed or are working without pay. But at our national laboratories, which operate as GOCO facilities, which stands for government-operated, government-owned, contractor-operated, these workers are not federal workers, but they're government contractors. They're scientists. It's estimated that Livermore, California has more PhDs per capita than any other city in the world because of the 7,500 approximate employees at our national laboratory. These workers were told, and it was one of the hardest phone calls I've had to take since being sworn into Congress, when both laboratory directors called and said that in an hour they were going to tell their employees that they were going to be furloughed and that they needed me to do anything I could in the Congress to help, to get the government up and running, make sure the United States pays its bills so that their workers can continue to do the great things they're doing at our national laboratory. This evening, I look forward to talking about what caused our shutdown, the truth behind what has caused the shutdown. I look forward to talking about the effect that this shutdown is having on people inside and outside of government, employees who are federal workers, people who depend and rely upon government services, people outside government who work as government contractors, and with a particular focus on what's happening at our national laboratories. I also want to offer what I see as a way forward and a way that we can get out of this government shutdown, a way that we can get the federal workforce working again, a way that we can make sure that our laboratory experts, our scientists, are able to go back to work and do great things to keep us safe and secure and move the ball forward on our energy policies. I also want to tell all laboratory employees we submitted to Secretary Moniz, members of Congress from California delegation, and Senator Feinstein a letter asking Secretary Moniz at the Department of Energy to allow our national laboratory employees, and there are about 30,000 of them across the country, to allow our national laboratory employees who have been furloughed to be paid back pay for the time that they are furloughed. I'm honored to be joined on that letter by Bay Area House members Zoe Lofgren and also Jerry McNerney, who will join me tonight. And I'm going to yield